AM Best look at the life annuity reinsurance market, part of its annual review of the entire global reinsurance industry, notes that these carriers are poised for robust growth. However, some speed bumps stemming from COVID still remain, as well as the arrival of some new players. Here to discuss the report is Edward Kohlberg, director at AM Best. And Ed, traditionally, the life reinsurance market has been rather top-heavy. Is that still the case?
Yeah, that's still the case. The traditional players still pretty much have the majority of market share of the business on the life side. They focus more on the life and morbidity side of the business. And there's been some jockeying for positions between the major carriers there, and they still, those traditional players, they focus on traditional in-force life business, and they still are top heavy within the industry. And they're poised for good growth, right? Especially post-COVID. Life sales did increase a fair amount as the policyholders saw the need for life protection due to the pandemic. And so those players reap the benefit, right? Both from direct writers changing their reinsurance policies and concerns over claims and mortality from COVID. Some additional business was shifted to the reinsurers, and also just the overall growth and then new business. Some reinsurers got to reap the benefit of that as well.
Ed, you mentioned mortality. Are mortality rates impacting life reinsurers?
Yeah, mortality is an interesting story. The industry was well positioned to bear the impact of COVID-19 claims. It did dampen earnings slightly, right? And I guess nobody's ready to declare victory yet, saying mortality is going to return to pre-pandemic levels. It's already still slightly elevated from what assumptions and expectations are. And it's not just COVID, right? There's other impacts from mortality that are impacting claims activity. But the industry is well positioned to absorb those, and it's just slight dampening of operating performance from mortality impacts.
Are you finding private equity having any impact on the space?
Yeah, that's been an interesting story over the last few periods. It's not just private equity, right? There's other new players coming into the marketplace, whether it be pension funds or investment management companies that feel they're ready to come into the insurance space, and mainly they're focusing on the annuity side of the business. There's a lot of new players coming in. Some of them come in through reinsurance, block acquisition type transactions to kind of get started, and then maybe pivot into direct business. It's creating a lot of competition in the marketplace, both on the direct side and on the reinsurance side. There is additional, competition. But I think we're posed for record annuity sales in 2023, given, that there's favorable crediting rates and given what interest rates have done over the last few quarters. So right now, there seems to be enough business to go around on the reinsurance side. What's also interesting is you have some well-established direct writers that are creating their own Bermuda subs for reinsurance, but for affiliated reinsurance. And some of them are going to be utilizing that for third-party reinsurance as well. So again, another avenue and another space that creates some competition in the reinsurance marketplace.
Thanks, Ed.
Sure.
That was AM Best Director Edward Kohlberg. You can find the full report online at ambest.com. For AM Best TV, I'm John Weber.